We are live. It says we got one viewing, one like. That was quick. Not sure who's on here yet. We'll give them a little bit of time. So our chat's up. So whoever our viewer is, if you can hear us, just type in "we can hear you." We want to make sure that our mic and everything's good to go here. Got 3 viewers. It's pretty cool. So guys, as you're logging on, do me a quick favor. If you can hear us, it says, yep, you're all good. Awesome. Carolina Digital Delay, Stephen Rogers. I can hear you. Amy Brown, Keith Odell. Pretty cool. Yeah. We have had a lot of issues today with our internet and with our camera system, so we're shooting on a different camera right now than what we normally would. All good, loud and clear. Cool beans. So we'll give it just a little bit. We'll get about another minute to really get going here. Give everybody time to log on, and then we'll start taking some questions. She's kind of nervous. If you can't tell, she's very, very nervous. She's usually behind the camera shooting. She's not, well, you are in front of the camera, just not for...
Oh, shut up.
So we got Paul D from Canada. Welcome, Paul. Keith says, don't be nervous.
Yeah.
So we'll get this thing going. Guys, be thinking about what you want to ask. We will probably run this 30 minutes to an hour long. We do have kids. My parents are upstairs right now with our children, so we don't want them to be bombarded too much. But be thinking about what you want to ask, and we will try to answer your questions the best we can. Paul D, big fan, long time watcher. Thank you, Paul. We love all the support from all our viewers, our subscribers. You guys are the reason that we have this channel. I mean, we make these videos obviously so that you can learn as a diver, but you know, if it wasn't for our viewers and our subscribers, there would be no point in the channel. B. St. John, hello there. Hey guys from New York. Frank, what's up, buddy? Been talking to you guys here very recently on some videos. So we got 18 viewers now. Try to see if we can hit at least 30, and then we'll kind of get going. Hope everybody's staying safe during the quarantine. If you are an essential worker, I hope you're staying safe at work. Johnny B. Cool, hey Bryan, what's up? Says Keith Odell, I really appreciate your knowledge and wisdom. You're very welcome, Keith. I had a lot of great diving mentors growing up, and I really hope that I can be a mentor to future divers as well. So we're moving up, 22 watching now, so that's pretty cool. We'll give it about another minute, and then we'll jump right in. We'll start taking some questions. Try to give enough people time to log on. If you are new to our channel, this is a pretty new face. This is my wife here. Her name's Heather, and she is usually behind the camera. You've been on camera 2 or 3 times in videos, and we did the live Q&A a couple years ago that you was on, right? When we was at the beach. Was down at Hatters, and I think you walked in a couple times on it. So.
Oh yeah, nobody was asking me questions. That was all you.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, but
hello.
Says hi, Heather. So, like I said, guys, I hope everybody is staying safe. This virus hopefully will be done before you know it. Everybody will be back up and running as normal.
He had to take like I think 4 baths.
Yeah.
Before I would even let him in the house, and then he had to take another one.
And guys, I was in a dry suit, fully encapsed, full face mask on that. So yeah, I stayed.
That was just gross.
Where's your shop? I have a dive. Like when we can dive. I just went to dive. Can we? So our shop is in Taylorsville, North Carolina. We are on the East Coast. Actually, we're in the mountains of North Carolina. We're on the East Coast of the United States, and the name of our shop, obviously LakeHickoryScuba, got its name because we are on Lake Hickory. So directly through this wall right here, about 8 feet, is Lake Hickory. So that's where we got our name. But we're in the foothill mountains of North Carolina. So But we are about 3 minutes past time to get started. We've got about 25 viewers right now. So if you guys want to start unloading on us, whatever questions, all we ask is please keep it respectful. And we will try to answer our questions. I did bring my wife here with us because she is a non-diver. So I wanted you guys to kind of ask her what it's like, being married to somebody who travels all the time for a living.
Beach diving, and how deep is your lake?
So our lake's only 100 foot deep, and as far as beach diving, every dive we do in this lake, with the exception of our boat dives, are beach dive. Obviously, we walk in, but I think what you're actually asking is, do we go off the shore of North Carolina coast, Florida, things like that? And absolutely, we do quite a bit of surf diving, if you will, where you walk in through the surf. Okay, I might come someday. I'm in California. Absolutely. Come by and visit us. We are more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come by. We have divers from all over the world actually come in to dive here too. How do you explain diving to non-divers without going into physics or physiology? It's fun. I mean, that's the way it's just cool. Diving, without getting too much into Archimedes' principle, diving is like flying. When you're underwater, you have total freedom of movement, and you can propel yourself in any direction you want to go. So the best way to say it, it's fun. It's like flying. And our chat's kind of going wumper-jawed here. So give me just a second, guys. Here, we can scan back through it here. Lewis Johnson says, what do you think of Halcyon Wings? Halcyon's a great company. I've been to their warehouse down in Florida. I know some of the people that work there. Really, really great company. They are a very, very small company, but they make great quality gear. Absolutely nothing wrong with Halcyon. As a non-diver, this one's for you. Where's your favorite place to go with Bryan when he does dive trips?
To be honest, the only place I've really gone with him is Florida. But
Yeah.
I mean,
You go to Florida with me quite a bit, though. Whether it's the Springs or the Keys. It's difficult now for us, guys, because we do have two small children. We got a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old. And so a lot of times she is stuck at home with them. And the trips that she's going on, give you a little more background about us. So my father, who is the co-owner of our company.
With all the diving, my girlfriend says I'm an addict.
Yep. So my father and my mother do most of the out-of-country trips currently until they retire. Once they retire, then they're going to start babysitting, and me and my wife will do a lot of the out-of-country trips. So Florida is probably where she goes the most with me. Let's see what else we got here. What do you think? Let's see. B. Jerk said, what do you think about diving with children? Sorry if my English is bad. English was fine, buddy. And hello in Denmark. So diving with children, obviously I do it all the time. I dive with my oldest. I love training children. I think it's a great activity to get them into. It keeps them out of trouble. Keeps them from doing other things that they shouldn't be doing. Santiago Ramirez, what types of fins do you recommend? I don't have a set in front of me, but the Mares Quattro or Avanti Quattros are by far my favorite. But that's for me. My suggestion is get your hands on whatever fins you can and test to see what's going to be best for you. Second on Halcyon Wings, and I haven't serviced. Okay, Stephen. Let's see, V. St. John says, Heather, how do you put up with all the diving? My girlfriend says I'm addicted and I'm nuts.
Well, she is right. He is nuts.
Yep.
I just what makes him happy, so.
And it pays the bills.
Well, that too,
Yeah.
but.
Dive camping trip, can you do that there? So we don't really have a campground locally to us. We have a place in Virginia. It's about 4 hours north of us called Lake Phoenix. Great, probably the best place to camp and dive. Now, with that being said, if you are local to us, we have the PDRA, which is the Piedmont Diving and Rescue Association. They own 3 quarries throughout the state, and once you're a member, you can camp and dive. You'll have 24/7 access to it as well. Any tips let's see, Simon? Probably so. Any tips on getting into tech? Tech diving. I encourage all divers to strive to learn more, and if tech diving is the route you want to go, the best advice that I'll give you, and I'm actually going to refer this, I'll give you my answer, but I'm going to refer it to a video that we did with Divers Ready. I specifically asked this question to him, what are your recommendations for somebody who wants to go tech? And James hit everything the way it should have been. You want your buoyancy spot on. You want your breathing spot on. Once you have the skills down pat that you need to go, yes, by all means, go the technical route if that's what you want to do. But you need to make sure that your skills are where they need to be. But if you've not seen our video with James or James' video with us, either one, definitely go check those out. So if you're not a subscriber to Divers Ready, type in Divers Ready on YouTube, hit subscribe. I promise you will not be disappointed. Says Heather, Mark says, Heather, did you ever still get anxious about Bryan's diving?
I do get anxious when he has to go on search and recovery dives, but like dives for a wreck or, you know, if he's looking for a drowning, it makes me anxious. But
And that happens quite a bit, guys. So not only is our company a PSD company, we are also contracted through multiple departments, so I'm constantly getting called out weekly. I've had a total so far of 5 call-outs during the quarantine that we're in, and 1 was for a drowning. So yeah, it happens quite a bit, and it makes me anxious too, because I've got a family. Obviously, I want to come home to them, and whether I'm searching for, say, someone who has passed away, they drowned, or even a car, you know, I'm risking my life, and my team's risking their lives for basically inanimate objects. So yeah, it's anxious for me to want to obviously come home to my family. Amy Brown says, Heather, have you ever tried scuba diving? And if not, do you have any interest in trying it?
I tried it when we first started dating in what was like 2002.
99, 2000, somewhere in there.
Well, I was a senior.
So it'd been 2002.
Or I had just graduated. I tried it. I got all the gear on, got in the pool, and I freaked out. I'm very claustrophobic, so I really have an issue with that. So, but he's gotten people more claustrophobic than me certified. So I don't know. Maybe it's because of the closeness between us. Maybe somebody else might.
Yeah, maybe if we had I don't want to say a better instructor. Maybe if we had another instructor that would teach her instead of me, I think she'd do better. Stephen Rogers says, "What is a good sac rate?" I can tell you what my personal sac rate is, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. If you can maximize your time underwater and enjoy your time underwater without going anywhere near your decompression limit, then that is what you need to focus on. Don't focus on the numbers. The more that you dive, the better at it you'll become. Make sure you have equipment that fits you. Make sure you have equipment that makes you feel comfortable, and your sac rate will lower. But the best advice I'll give you on sac rate is don't focus on your sac rate, because everybody's numbers are going to be different. Aaron says, what kind of metal detectors do you use underwater? I use Garrett. I have their C100 Mark II model. That's usually what I use if I'm looking for evidence or just treasure hunting. But Garrett's a well-known company. I've actually used them for years, even prior to owning this company. So, are you a dive instructor with Patty? Yes, I am. So I will give you my full list of instructorship. I am a Patty Master Scuba Diver Trainer. I am an SSI instructor trainer. I am a PDIC instructor trainer. I'm an SEI instructor trainer, and I'm a CMAS 3-star course director. So, if Heather's claustrophobic, has she
tried the full face mask?
No, I don't think you've ever used a full face mask. We've never done that with you. How many dives do you recommend before starting public safety diver and training? I don't know if I've got an actual number, and guys, I don't want to discredit anybody. There are people out there that can do something their first time and they're just a natural at it. So it's not about the numbers, but as far as training goes, what I will tell you, the basics, your open water, your rescue, your search and recovery, your night diver, deep diver, navigation, the actual specialties, the standardized specialties really come into play in public safety diver, and having that as part of your core before you ever get into public safety diving is very, very important. You need to be, first of all, I would actually suggest you be a public servant before you ever went down that public safety route, because you're going to be better prepared for stressful situations, which is very, very important, because we go through extremely stressful situations. Oh, James is on. What's up, James? Divers ready? Hope you and your wife are staying safe down there in Florida. Can't wait for all this mess to get over so we can get back down to you. Judson, do you have an opinion about Hogg? Hogs taste really good. You know, we hunt them, we cook them up, they taste really good. But Hogg Equipment, once again, it's another great company. They make excellent gear, very well constructed. It's, once again, kind of a smaller company. If you're going to go with Hogg, my suggestion is make sure that you've got a technician close to you, or maybe you contact them, see if you can become a technician for them. One of the reasons, I know a lot of guys think we are purely Mares, and we are a Mares shop. Let me explain something real quick. When you buy gear, the biggest thing that you want to think about is if you're traveling a lot, find an equipment manufacturer that you can find parts for, or that's going to be easy for you to get service in those bad situations. Now, if you're fortunate enough that money is no real option to you, meaning you can spend as much as you want, then buy a different brand, and then when it comes time to service it, just get rid of it and buy something new. But most people, even myself, we're not in that situation. When I buy gear, it's because I have to budget it out. I've got to save up for it. So I want a good brand that obviously I can get serviced whenever I need to. And being able to get it serviced locally is very, very important to us. But Hogg is great gear. To answer your question, I think Hogg's great gear. I actually got a Hogg regulator. I just never use it anymore.
Australia.
Yep. Hey, Paul from Australia. Let's see, B. St. John, never heard of SEI, that's Scuba Educators International. So SEI formed in 2008. Hit the wrong thing, sorry guys. It formed in 2008. It is the former YMCA, or the Y Scuba. So you can look them up. Tom Laird's the owner of that. He also owns a company called PDIC, which is Professional Diving Instructors Corporation as well. Okay. Aaron says, I mostly search for lost rings underwater and about 6 feet. Any tips? Metal detector and search slow. Anytime you are looking for a very, very small object, your search has to be even that much more methodical to actually find what you're looking for.
And don't you go like in a circle?
Yep, so you can do a circle search, but a lot of that has to do with what your bottom composition's like, so. And guys, I apologize. We do have some issues here, so we're just kind of scrolling through these questions. Mark says, Bryan, I am 54 and should be doing my open water this weekend. Given the right training, how old do you think is too old to do tech diving? Once again, if your health's good, obviously at your age, I'm not picking on you, but at your age, you definitely want to have a medical. And I think most agencies at this point, for any type of tech diving, they require a medical form. So talk to your local physician or your healthcare provider and see what he says. All that's going to be based off your personal health. Do I think 54 years old is too old to go tech diving? Absolutely not. I know plenty of guys that are over that age that are still tech diving. Nolan Ben says, hey Bryan, first of all, I hope you are all safe. Currently, I'm a rescue diver wanting to progress into diving. Should I do the Dive Master course even if I'm not sure yet that I want to teach? That's a personal choice. I know a lot of instructors would encourage you to do it just for the training. I think it's a lot of money, depending on what agency you go with. It's a lot of money to go down that professional route when you don't have to. With that being said, I'll give you a little tag to SSI. SSI has a pro dive master and a non-pro dive master, so it's your choice. If you've got the funds and you don't want to go pro, I would spend the funds somewhere else. Spend it on other types of training. Maybe go that tech route. Maybe go on the free diving route, something like that. See, James said, would you rather fight 100 chicken-side OMBs or one OMB-sized chicken? So, I don't know. I think I could take OMB. I really do. And if he's watching, Bryan OMB's actually one of our instructors here. He's actually family to us too, so he's kin to us. I think I could take OMB.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Challenge. Challenge was just dropped.
Stefan just got on, might have already answers. How do you balance time? How much time when you're on vacation with family between diving with family time? My family comes first. So if I'm on vacation, I'm not in work mode. And my family comes first. Yeah, vacation. Not like a dive trip, like vacation.
The last vacation we were on, did you not do a Q&A?
Well, that was different. We already had it planned out. I couldn't not do it. Whatever she says. We're just going to leave it like that. Yeah, she makes the rules, so whatever she says. But yeah, I try my best to always put family first. Let's see. And if I butcher your name, I truly apologize here. It says, hi from Austin, Texas, and I'll try it. It says, Inabras. It says, hi from Austin, Texas. We have limited dive spots here in Central Texas. What are your thoughts about logging shallow dives, 12 foot or less, spring-fed rivers to count for SSI dives? So I actually covered what you should be logging and what you shouldn't in actually another video. So let me talk about how I recommend logging dives. First of all, if you run the risk of any type of barotrauma or pressure-related injury, that means you are breathing compressed gas at more than 1.0 atmospheres, then by definition alone, that is a dive. I don't care if it's a swimming pool, because we can get air embolisms in swimming pools. I don't care if it's a lake, quarry, or spring, or an ocean. Doesn't matter the depth. If it's anything more than 1.0 atmospheres and you're breathing compressed gas, you run the risk of barotrauma or pressure-related injuries. You should be logging that dive. Now, should that dive count towards bigger and better certification? Should it be something special to you? Well, that's completely up to you. I personally don't log pool dives, because if I did, I'd be in the 20 or 30,000 dives, but that's completely up to you. I would suggest logging it just for your sake, meaning put down what you did, because even a pool dive, you can practice buoyancy and you can get something out of that. Now, does it go in your overall dive count? That's completely up to you. Your dive book is your personal log for scuba diving, so put in it whatever you want to. And I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of dives 10 foot and less, and those are not including swimming pool dives. You know, I searched for a lot of stuff around docks, maybe only 8 foot deep, but I had to search 30 minutes to find something. So to me, that 30-minute dive was a dive. What's the biggest mistake you see new and old divers make? Aaron? Probably new divers, the biggest mistake I see them make is they either go 110% into the sport, they buy all their gear, and they don't leave enough funds to travel to actually have fun, and they lose the drive of diving. That simply means they've wasted their money. They made an investment that they shouldn't have made. Now, experienced divers or old divers, the biggest mistake I ever see them make is they stop learning. They've reached what they wanted to reach, and they say, well, there's nothing else for me. And once again, they kind of lose that passion. And I'll put this out to most instructors. Instructors are kind of the same way, myself included. We get to the point where we feel like we are top dogs, and we forget where it is we came from. And we feel like we can't learn nothing else. And when that happens, we might as well hang it up as well. So
that's why I take you down a peg or two.
Yeah, and she does. Yeah, like I said, she makes all the rules. So, Bull Johnson, I just switched from Patty to SSI. What's their version of PSD? I can't answer that currently. I can, but I'm kind of sworn to secrecy. What I will tell you, I'll give you a little inside tip of how the industry works. So when you are an instructor with one agency and you cross over to another agency, typically speaking, anything that you can teach from agency A, you can automatically teach through agency B. Now, if agency B doesn't have a completed curriculum, then what they will do is they will authorize you to teach using a different agency's curriculum. I can't really say more than that right now, just because there's things in the works, but stay tuned. All I'm going to tell you is stay tuned. What's your added weight to body weight ratio? Dude, I'm coming out of winter. I got a lot of weight that I'm trying to get rid of. So actually, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm actually hitting her with a bottle. Sorry.
I'm gonna hit you.
So we've got plenty of videos on weight. If you'll just go how much weight I need on YouTube and type in LakeHickoryScuba, there is a great video explaining the math behind it. I'm not going to try to do the math here on this live video for you, but it will break it down. And I promise you, if you do that math, it will get you within, say, 5 pounds of what you need on weight. Shout out to SSI for the free science of diving right now. Yeah. They've actually got several courses right now that are discounted. Actually, all their courses right now, I think, but their pro levels are discounted. But the science of diving, and I guess I should clarify that too. It's free, but it's not free. You still have to pay for certain things. And each shop is going to be a little bit different on how much you pay for that, because the instructors or the training centers are still allowed to charge whatever they want to. Like for us, example, that class, what we charge, we are basically giving that class away for 50% of the charge, because if it's not myself or my father teaching, I still have to pay my instructors to teach a said class. So you're still going to have to pay a certain amount, but it's definitely a lot less. Yep, Paul Russo, I agree. Happy wife, happy life. I keep you pretty happy, don't I?
Yes.
Good. Okay, Aaron says, could you do a video using metal detectors underwater? How do you handle them with current and conditions? I'll be happy to. Right before this virus hit, myself and instructor Owenby was fixing to kick off our treasure hunting series that we do every spring. We try to keep the boat ramps clean. We try to keep the sandbar area here on the lake clean. And we were planning on taking the metal detector out for non-work purposes, obviously, just to do some treasure hunting. But the virus hit. He's also a public servant in the community. His job has blown up, and even mine, I'm still a public servant as well. So we've been extremely busy with the virus going around. Michael Townsend, greetings from New Zealand. Any thoughts on the out-of-air drills most of the big agencies teach? Should these be refined to be more realistic? So I can really only speak for the 5 agencies that I'm an instructor for, but I really like SSI's mandatory primary air share to start with. It doesn't mean we can't give our alternate. We give our alternate a lot, but they start you out with the primary air share. And I actually did a video on this as well, on why that's important to do. So obviously, if you're diving, say, with that long hose diver, he's going to give you his primary. If you are diving with someone who has, I don't know if you guys can see it, but say an integrated inflator, I can't get it pulled over here, but if you're diving with somebody that's got an integrated inflator octo, then obviously he's going to give you primary. So there's a lot of benefit in always donating that primary. With that being said, there's also benefit in learning how to give your alternate. If you're diving with a full face mask diver as well, then he's going to have to give you his alternate. He don't have a choice. He can't take his full face mask off. So there's benefits in learning both ways. I really like how SSI is doing it. I really like how a lot of the tech agencies do it, because it's that primary donate as well. Stephen Rogers, I'm a registered nurse. Have to maintain continuing education hours every year for relicense. Do scuba instructors have to do the same? Yes and no. So when we renew as instructors, there's 2 aspects to this. First of all, renewals really come by paying a fee. So every November, all the agencies are pretty much the same way. They send out renewal fees, you pay it, you're renewed. But most agencies, SSI is one of them, you have to teach so many students throughout the year to stay an instructor. So just if I don't teach nothing and I pay, then I kind of go into review status. Now we teach, because we're a training center, we teach a lot of students, and all of my instructors are getting enough students to keep that up. So that's kind of their training. When you teach somebody, you are getting that training. You are doing them skills over and over. When I teach here in the classroom and I got slides or I'm writing stuff on the board, I'm redoing that stuff as well. Now, that being said, the individual training centers, they can put requirements on. I make my instructors every year go through the swim test that a student would have to, and I make them do a skill assessment as well, myself included. So after I evaluate them, I turn right around and do my basic skill set, and they reevaluate me. So yes, we have to go through training here at LakeHickoryScuba. I can't speak for all training agencies, but all training agencies are usually going to make you teach so many students a year plus pay a fine or a fee every year. Let's see. Did I? Okay, so we stopped right there. Let's see, thank you. Let's see, Bull Johnson says, thank you very much. I was asking because there's not a lot of many divers, and I was thinking about helping out the fire department. Yeah, got a volunteer fire department, definitely jump in. That's what I do now. I'm a volunteer firefighter. I'm an EMT for the state of North Carolina. I started out as a police officer, and she made me quit. So when I left, I joined the local EMS as a medic and got bored with that, and now I just volunteer firefighter. And yep.
You did?
So SSI, Patty, one for both. Yes, I'm SSI and Patty instructor. Let's see. Do you have tips? Known Ben says, do you have tips on being a better rescue diver? Continue to train. Do your skills. Bring up unconscious divers. Practice towing. You and your dive buddy get out there. One start to panic at the surface and practice taking control of that diver. Anything that you can do to put yourself, say, in a controlled, stressful situation, but see how you handle it. Keep your stress level as low as you can. You'll be a better rescue diver. And I'll tell you this too. Don't be afraid to take action. That's a fellow human being. Always be proactive to help somebody else. Brian Huff, what do you think dive operators and destinations will look like as we come out of this virus? Well, I hope, just like I'm really hoping the economy will just kick back off as well. I've hoped that most operators have took this time to see what they can do to make their company better. I know we have here at LakeHickoryScuba. We've done everything we can. Obviously, we're still cleaning our facility every day, but we have been brainstorming what can we do to really make our company shine as soon as all this is over. Aaron says, thanks so much for the videos. You're very welcome. John David, hi both of you. Have you ever dived in Georgia Bay in Canada? No, I have not. I've actually never been to Canada. I think his dad coming in. So, B. St. John, do you believe that primary and secondary should be the same? Not sure if I understand your question there, B. St. John. Are you asking as far as donation or what? Clarify that a little bit for the question and I'll answer it. Sizebone said, do you think air sharing skills will be modified a bit to prevent the spread of coronavirus if completing the course this summer? Okay, so yes, I do. I really do. And I don't know how. I know what we've been told at SSI, but until our pool opens back up and we can get people back in the pool to train them, I'm not really going to go in depth with that. But yes, that has been a huge talk in the SSI world as far as what we're going to do with primary air share as well. I still think, though, that once all this is over, you still, and let me speak from a medical standpoint because I am an EMT here. Once all this is over, if you have coronavirus, if you have some difficulty breathing, if you had a fever, you're not going to be diving anyway. So the risk, I don't think, is any more great than what it was before all this mess. If somebody had the flu and they had symptoms, then there's obviously going to be a risk. But if they had flu and they had symptoms, they're not going to be in the water diving with us anyway. And any instructor that would let them in the water doesn't need to be an instructor. They need to wait until they're better and then have them go fill out another medical with their doctor. So yeah, I think it's going to change, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a change. Mark says, hi Patty, is there any advantage to doing deep diver if you do advanced open water, or what is adventure diver? Yes, deep diver is a lot better than advanced open water, and it depends on the agency as well. So let me explain real quick how advanced open water works, because it's different per agency. 4 of these said 5 agencies that I happen to be an instructor for all have an advanced diver program, and they are all completely different. So Patty's advanced diver is basically 5 adventure dives, and its sole purpose is to give you 5 extra dives and to allow you to try 5 different areas of diving to see what you might like next. So maybe you do a deep, a night, a nav, and then 2 other electives. And then out of all those, maybe you really only like the night diver, so you go and take night diver. SSI has the exact same thing, but they call it advanced adventure. But it's not really advanced, it's just 5 dives. SSI also has an advanced open water, which you have to earn 4 specialties and log a total of 24 dives. Now think about that. You're earning 4 specialties, you're logging 24 dives versus only making 5 and not earning any specialties. So advanced open water diver is kind of, it's to get your feet wet, if you will, through advanced adventure or advanced open water. I think the deep diver course is better than just doing it in the advanced. And what is adventure dives? That's all it is. You're just going out with an instructor. Maybe you're making 1 night dive with the instructor. It's just an adventure for you. Basically, it's what the word says. Aaron McKeon, how do you sanitize my gear, especially the mouthpiece? Will bleach damage the rubber? You need to be cutting the bleach. I think it's a 10% ratio. So 10% or 15% bleach to water. That's kind of what we do here. We do use commercialized cleaners too. Obviously, you can buy them in the industry. So, any good movies featuring scuba that are pretty accurate? No, not really. I've got my favorites. So Jaws obviously is one of my favorites.
You still criticize that one.
Yeah, I criticize Jaws all the time, although it's probably one of my favorite movies. And then what was the cave diving movie? Sanctum. I really, really liked Sanctum. It was BS. So it's based off of, I guess it was based off a true story, but a lot of the things that you saw in that, yeah, don't believe everything you see on TV. Believe what you see here on YouTube. Don't believe what you see on TV. Pros and cons, diving with or without a snorkel attached to the mask. Okay, so we did a video on that too. I'm against it unless you need it. So that means if you're snorkeling, you better have your snorkel on your mask. I personally prefer the ones that roll up, go in your pocket, clip off, and then during your safety stop, you can pull it out, clip on, and then ascend your last 15 feet with a snorkel. I do think they create entanglement hazards in very specific situations, penetrating wrecks, penetrating caves. They personally get in my way in side mount because obviously in side mount I got a long hose, so I just don't like the snorkel for that. But all that being said, if you feel more comfortable wearing a snorkel, then wear a snorkel. Aaron watched Last Breath on Netflix. Richard Luna, it seems the general recommendation is to find a great instructor and not focus on an agency. If I find an instructor I like that offers search through several agencies, how do I choose which agency? Budget, I guess you could say. What you can afford to take. See if you're going the professional route, pick an agency and stick with that agency. So obviously it's okay to jump around agencies. There's no problem in that whatsoever. But if you're going professional, you need to pick an agency because you're going to spend a ton of money going that route and then not really be able to do anything. Plus, it's going to be your geographical location. If you work at, or if you're in an area that they've only got an SSI shop and you're wanting to get into the industry, then there's no reason to become an instructor with another agency because that SSI shop's not going to be able to use your, whoever it is. Yeah, and same thing with, and guys, I've got people in the background too. Master diver's kind of the same way. If you're wanting that certification, then you need to pick an agency and stay with it. Oh, what happened here?
Right there.
Yep, right there. Primary, see, Gear said, primary donate. The drill is very contingent on all team members being healthy. How do you foresee? Just to answer that question, I do think it'll change at the training stage. I think what it may go, or kind of what I've been told, is we will still teach primary donate, but the diver will not actually receive it. So it may be you have your alternate for them to actually receive, but you still practice that skill set of the primary donate. Guys, we've got to be safe. It doesn't matter how you train when it comes to this virus. We've got to be safe. We can't be infecting people during training, and sometimes common sense overtakes everything else. Philosophy means a lot to a lot of people. In scuba diving, my philosophy is whatever method works, it's practical and it's safe, that's what we should be doing. There are many ways to skin the same cat. So, Dixie 6, I just hopped on. Hello, Bryan. Hey. Michael Townsend, thanks. Stay safe. Stephen Rogers, pizza's here. Awesome. Wish we had pizza. Can we get pizza tonight?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Jeremiah Perez, I dive about once a month, mostly lakes. What are your thoughts on having dive insurance throughout the year or for big trips? Dan insurance all the way. Always have Dan insurance no matter what. I don't care if it's one dive a year. It's well worth it. I think their cheapest premium's $35 for the whole year. I mean, I spend more than $35 just buying junk food in a day. B. St. John, do you believe that second stages should be the same as in your primary and octave? Oh, got what you're saying now. So you're meaning identical. I do it because I'm in the industry and I sell this stuff, obviously, so my primary and my alternate are the exact same second stages. But I'm really the only one here at our shop that does it. As a matter of fact, my co-owner, which is my father, this is his reg set. He's got a Maria's Abyss. He's got a Maria's Abyss second stage. He has a Maria's MV. So no, his does not match. I don't think they have to match for any reason. For years I dove ones that didn't match. And really the only reason they match now for me is just because I work in the industry and I sell the stuff and I do want people to see that. My side mount regs, yes, I do want them to match. There's 2 identical regs. I want both second stages to match. But in typical back mounted scuba, no, they don't have to match. Aaron says, what's your average charge for a lost item recovery charge? So I have 2 fees. We have a company fee for anything we consider salvage, and then we have individual diver fees for search and recovery. What's the difference between salvage and search and recovery? Usually the depth, the object, and the resources that we've got to have to lift it. Salvage would be boats, airplanes, cars, things like that. Docks, if we got to lift a dock or whatnot. Searches would be cell phones, keys, fishing rods, your typical stuff people lose. It's all based off location as far as the search and recovery go. How far do I have to travel to do this search? Salvage, we have a pretty set rate that is pretty consistent with other companies in our area, such as Ceto, Boat US, things like that. So we try to stay consistent with them because we don't want to compete with them. We want to work with them. And a lot of times we are doing a lot of work with them. They'll call us up and they'll say, we provide all the rigging, you provide all the diving. And so to keep that working relationship, we try to stay in the same price range. I've actually answered that question in several other search and recovery videos as far as what I personally charge. My rates do change. So obviously it's going to be more expensive in the wintertime to go look for something than in the summertime. A lot of it has to do with what equipment I've got to wear and of course how deep it is too. Great question though, by the way. A lot of hellos. Can you get both SSI and Patty not being an instructor? Yes, absolutely. You can cross agencies anytime. Brian Huff, The Last Breath. Oh, movie. Avery, new diver wanting to go tech eventually. When I stop renting and buy my first set of gear, is going straight to side mount too ambitious? No, I wouldn't say it's too ambitious. If that's what you want to do, if that's your goal, go with it. If you're not sure, then go back mount, dive, get you 20, 30, 40, 50 dives, and then switch over to side mount. There's pros and cons to each side, but if you want to go side mount, go side mount.
The Abyss.
Oh, The Abyss. The Abyss, awesome movie. BS once again, but I love that movie as well. Grew up watching that movie. Bryan, you need a couple moderators. Yep, absolutely, I agree. B. St. John. Dan, have I ever dove in Australia? Nope, would love to come out there. Money, hey Bryan, just came in a bit late. May buy a wireless USB mouse. Fits on all laptops. Guys, we have went through 3 laptops today trying to get everything to work. I'm going to be honest with you. We are on my iPhone right now. So yes, I would love to have a wireless mouse. I don't have to. But for some reason here in our area, our internet has just sucked. We just can't get it to work today. And one of our laptops, the camera went down on us. So, Aaron, what special equipment should I keep on my boat when I'm diving? I'm in a Lake 60-foot max. Obviously, all boating equipment, life jackets, things like that. I would keep, obviously, a dive flag. I mean, by law, most states require you to have that. Have some type of communication device. Anchors, things like that. Obviously, keep you a set of dive gear on there. Yep. Jeff Morgan, Dan, what's up, Jeff? Let's see, Ryan Garcia, do I like? What do I like? I like you.
Diving?
Yeah, I like scuba diving. How should I store my 2-piece diving suit? Proper hangers. Yep, so obviously if it's a Farmer John, get you an actual wetsuit hanger and then put the shorty on top. Always hang up your wetsuits if you can. Try not to fold them. Patrick says, thank you, Bryan, for your contribution to scuba diving. Always fun to watch your videos. Greetings from Quebec, Canada. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for being a viewer. Jeremiah Perez says, thanks so much for an open forum. You're welcome, buddy. Take care. You be safe as well. Bobby Rouse says, Heather, what are your hobbies and passions? Good question.
Well, I like to read, but I just like playing with the girls at the house, just being with them. So.
Yeah, we're a very tight-knit family. Our kids mean the world to us, so. And she puts up with me, so I guess I'm her passion. At least I hope you are. Or I hope I am. Brian Garcia, hi, 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 hi. He kept saying hi. Hey, Brian. So, Mecca says the iPhone quality looks amazing. Thanks.
It's just us.
Yep. Bull Johnson asked questions here. Says, how expensive or hard is it to open your own dive shop? I don't know. I haven't.
On that one.
Yeah, Dad can come in and answer this one probably. I've not stopped paying this one off yet. So yeah, come over here, Dad, real quick. You guys, y'all, this is my father. You've probably seen him in a couple of videos. So I'll give you a quick history of how we opened up a dive shop. So I was a career police officer. I was working for another scuba shop. My dad had a construction company that he's had for many, many years. He actually got it from his father. And the economy tanked, and Dad got tired of doing that. And she told me I couldn't be a police officer no more. So we sit down together and we said, hey, let's start a dive shop. It's both our passion. And how did we get the funding to do it?
Just some money that we've had saved up. We used our savings. One of the
Sold
things,
them.
if you're gonna, we've sold some things that we weren't using. If you're looking into opening a dive shop, one of the biggest things, don't forget things like major amounts of insurance. That is a big part of dive shops, be it workers' comp, be it liability insurance, your building insurance. Insurance takes a lot of our profit away. So that's one of the first ones you want to look at. Then location. To be honest with you, we're not that great a location. We happen to be on the water, but it's not a dive destination. It is a lake, but it's not your typical clear water like you would have in the Keys. So a good location out on a major highway would be good. I know it costs more, but probably insurance and locations are biggies. As far as how much money does it take, every area is different. That would be a tough one to answer.
Okay. So we're going to jump ahead a couple comments. This one, hold on a second, Dad. Come back over here. It says, hi, Brian's dad. This is from Stephen Rogers. Hi, Brian's dad. Nice that it is a family business. How long have you been in business? And I hope you continue to do well.
We actually opened a business in 2012. I've been diving since the early 80s. I had actually had Bryan in the water when he was 6 years old. No, he was not trained. I never took him deeper than about 4 feet in the pool, but trust me, he fell in love with it. I'm fortunate enough that Bryan's mother dives with me, so she does a lot of the out of the country trips with me. Yeah, we've been in it. My father got me into it. He's the one who taught me into learning to dive. So yeah, we've been in the diving world for a long, long time. Actually turning our hobby into a business about 8 years now.
Yep. So Mecca says you might need a better mic. Guys, I've got mics. I got plenty of lab mics. I've got all different types of mics. Like I said, we've been struggling with our computer all day on this. So eventually we just said, look, it's getting close to 6:30. I'm going to throw my iPhone up. I apologize if the audio ain't all that good. It's something we've struggled with since we began our YouTube journey. Oh, he was talking to somebody else. Tell him not to spam. Dive another day. Every diver has his favorite sea animal. What is yours and your wife's? I'll let you answer yours first.
I don't really know.
I know what Tabby's is, our youngest.
What's
Turtles.
that? Turtles, yeah.
Yeah.
She likes turtles.
Turtles. Mine's a shark. I love sharks. I love angelfish. I think they're some of the prettiest fish in the world to photograph, but sharks by far are my favorite.
I think whales are pretty cool.
Like drums and seahorses.
Yep. Dad likes drums and seahorses. Seahorses are pretty cool. They're majestic. They're kind of hard to see, but once you find one, they're pretty as well. Yeah, they're in the sea. Fred says that as more people are using the web online, slow use all down when more back in school. Yep. And we can't wait to get our oldest back in school. Trust me. I hate that kids are out right now. I really like the fact that I've been able to train my child at home, homeschooling, but she needs that interaction. The school she goes to, the teachers are absolutely great, and I can't wait to get her back in there to see her friends and teachers.
She misses it, oddly enough.
Yep. Aaron says, gotta go, guys. Thanks. You're very welcome, Aaron. Thanks for joining us today. Nathan, why have you ever scuba dive? I think he's saying, why have you not ever dive? Which you already answered, but go ahead and answer him again.
I'm just very claustrophobic and I just can't get over it.
Yep. Mecca says you both look amazing, guys. It's all her. It's her radiating beauty is what makes me look good.
Boy, he's really buttering me up for something.
Yeah. Y'all want some new dive gear? That's what it is.
You buy
I've been
that
stuck
without
at
me.
Stephen Rogers. Oh, we already answered that one. Yep. So, B. St. John. I think the cost of insurance kills most dive shops. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Insurance
thankfully,
in general just kills
yeah,
everything.
thankfully, even the previous shops that I've worked for, I've never really been in a situation where we've lost a diver, if you will. So that really hurts dive shops when you lose a diver or he passes away or whatnot. Insurance they're your friend when you don't really need them. They're not really your friend when you do need them. So how was
working with family.
Here's one for both me and you, Dad. It says, how was working alongside family been for y'all?
Or me, because I do work in the summer.
It does. It's easier for me and Dad to work together than Heather and me working together. I used to work for my dad's previous company, and I think I got fired 11 times from it. But going into business and being partners versus being an employer and employee, it's been great for us. It's kept mine and his relationship good too. So yeah, being business partners is great. Working for him wasn't so great.
Having different roles.
Yeah, and we have different roles too now, but I think us just, we work together. So he's been in business basically my whole life. I'm still new to being the business owner. So there's a lot that I learned from him. And just like I tell you in your videos, never stop learning. And I learn every day what it's like to really be a businessman and how to make things better. Bull says, cool, thanks guys. I've got to go feed the vet. It's dinner time. It's going to be mine before too much longer. So Dixie, not to sound negative here, but if the coronavirus is extended for a few more months, will your shop be able to weather this storm? Yes, we will. So we are more than a dive shop. I've said this in plenty of our videos. We are a full-service marina. We rent boat slips out to private customers, and those are yearly slip fees. So yes, we will be able to survive through the coronavirus. Diving is our passion. It's what we do. It's everything about us. But it's not our entire company. It's really only at a certain, it's about 30% of our actual company. There's a lot more that we do here that you guys, unfortunately, are not getting to see on YouTube. Because we're a scuba diving channel, we want to focus on the scuba diving. So yes, we'll be able to survive the coronavirus. Lenny, have fun, guys. It's too late for me here now. Love watching the whole family together. Thanks, Lenny. Appreciate you coming on.
Online competition.
Online, let's see, Seisman says, online competition also kills dive shops. Support your local dive shop. It does, and there are a lot of dive shops that do online sales, online training, things like that. But I think what you're meaning is from some of the bigger boys. It kind of also goes back to what I said earlier. When you buy gear and stuff, you want to buy it to where obviously you can get it serviced locally. If you travel, let's say you don't dive your local area, you're flying around all the time, you have enough money to travel a lot, yeah, there's nothing wrong with buying from them big box stores, if you will. If you can afford to travel that much, you can probably afford to throw your gear away and buy new when it does come time to get it serviced. So, Bull Johnson, you guys are awesome. I hope we get the chance to meet one day. Would love to meet you. Love meeting subscribers on here. Mecca says, is the don't mix pleasure with business saying true? My business is to make others pleasure, I guess you could say. I probably shouldn't have said that. So, no, it's not true. It depends. I'm going to stop talking. She's probably going to smack me after this.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Chris Granger, can you recommend a reputable place to compare backplate and wing systems to narrow the list down depending on the company? It's 2 to 6 hour drive, so seeing them all in person when they reopen isn't really an option. Guys, backplate and wings are backplate and wings. You really only have 3 major types: soft, aluminum, and steel. Yeah, there's a composite backplate. I'm a Marius dealer. I'm going to recommend Marius to you, but they're all the same. I've dove Halcyon, I've dove Marius, I've dove OMS, I've dove Ziegel, I've Hollis. One of our instructors actually has Hollis that he's still currently using for his steel plate system. So they're all the same. You can't go wrong with them. The biggest thing about backplate and wings is people don't get them adjusted properly, or they add the benefit to a backplate and wing. They're minimalistic. And when you start adding a bunch of stuff to them to make them more like a recreational style BCD or a jacket style BCD, you've kind of defeated that purpose. So don't focus too much on the company. I'm going to say Marias, but don't focus too much on the company. Just get it adjusted properly for you.
You just did a video on that too.
I did, yeah. I just showed you how to adjust it if you hadn't seen that. Edwin Garcia said the F word. If I said it, I apologize. I'll try my best not to say that. And I really hope I didn't. Did I say it? I don't think I said that. Jeff Morgan, are you enjoying the quality of the new Ocean Reef GSM Mercury kit? Is the audio quality improved from previous units? So Instructor Moretz and his son Michael Moretz, both of them have the new GSM Mercury here at our shop. They use it. They are extremely loud. I've used his once, and you have to dull it down. Even wear the hood, it will just blare through your eardrum. So yeah, I think the quality is probably the same. I don't know. You've got two earphones now. It probably is a little bit better quality, but one thing I'll say is the new Mercury unit is extremely loud. You got to change the volume setting or it'll just blow your eardrums out. Engad said, hey, great job with the channel. Any advice on how to transition from backplate balanced rig diving from someone who has only rented gear? First of all, you need your own gear. You need to be able to adjust your gear. Balanced rigs are not for everybody. Let me be clear on that. Balanced rigs are not for everybody. You need to be very, very confident in your abilities. Basically, what a balanced rig is, you are properly weighted for any given depth on any given dive with 0 weights to ditch. So with that being said, until you've reached that level of confidence or that skill level, don't go that balanced rig set or that balanced rig route, but you definitely need your own system. Yes, you can have a jacket style BCD system that is a balanced rig. It's a little bit more difficult to do it. And let's say you've got weight integrated weights in a jacket style, just having the proper amount of weights is technically a balanced rig. You just don't ever pull your gear out, but you can shift weight around if you need to. You can put it on shoulder straps, you can put it in the back, you can add additional trim pouches. So yeah, balanced rigs are great, but until your skill level's where it needs to be, stay with ditchable weights. Stephen Rogers, introduced the family pets. I think I've seen your cat. And do you have dogs? Yeah. We got 2 dogs. We got Lexi and Chewbacca. If you're friends of us on Facebook, you've seen plenty of pictures, and we have 2 cats, Gigi and Genesis. Right? The cats belong to our kids, the dogs are ours. Inez says, hi, I'm CMAS instructor, but I'm considering converting to PADI to be able to teach abroad. Do you know if there are conversion courses, or do I have to do the whole instructor? That's different per agency. So I believe now PADI makes you go through their entire IDC program. Most training agencies just require a crossover program. I know SSI is just a simple crossover. Any IT with SSI can cross you over. With PADI, I'm pretty certain. It's been a very, very long time for me. I've been an instructor for many, many years. It's been a long time since I went through one of their instructor programs. So I think you've got to do the full IDC with them. If there's a PADI instructor reading this that's a course director or whatnot, feel free to chime in for his. Bobby Rouse, what dive computers do your students use, and do you have them in your rental fleet? We do. We use the Marias Puck Pro. It's Puck Pro, right? Yeah, it's a wrist style, a little bit bigger round computer. That's my drink. Don't be stealing my drink. But yeah, we use the Marias Puck Pro. Becca, I meant being business partners, co-workers with friends, wife, etc.
See, that's what I thought he meant.
Oh, gotcha.
You took it the wrong
Yeah,
way.
it can be pretty difficult. When we're at home, she makes all the rules. When I'm here, I make all the rules. So yeah, it's pretty difficult working with family sometimes. Mark says, thanks guys so much for your opinions and your channel. Keep safe. Keep up the great work. Thanks, and stay safe yourself. Will Johnson said, I'm back. Do you still use that hood that's slick on both sides for your full face mask? I have a long beard and need something that won't make my face look. So currently I have 2 hoods that I'm using, or actually 3 hoods, I'm sorry. I am using OS Systems custom hood that come with my OS Systems dry suit. I have a Comfort Zone Scuba full face mask hood that I use for full face mask diving. And then I have a Marias hooded vest that is, I believe, a 2.5 or a 3 mil. So I have 3 hoods. Whatever you've seen me in a video use, that's what I'm currently using. Daniel Lopez, when diving dry suit, do you prefer to have weight belt in case you need to remove gear? Once again, the only time I dive ditchable weights, there's really only 2 times I dive it. Doesn't matter to the suit, doesn't matter if it's dry suit or wet suit. It's when I'm teaching, because obviously I got to be able to teach remove and replace weights, and it's when I'm ice diving. So when I ice dive, it's so cold where we dive, my undergarments are just so buoyant, I have to add additional weights. So with that being said, I have ditchable weights when I ice dive as well. Hello, let's see, Edwin says, hello, Lake Hickory Scuba team. Thank you for your videos. For everyone, which one should we go to first, Roatan or Cozumel for a diver with just 20 dives? Dad, you want to answer that one?
Roatan.
Dad says Roatan. That's bar none, a little bit easier, I guess, than Cozumel.
Snow drift.
Snow drift, he said, Roatan. So if you're a new diver, only got 20 dives, Roatan. Oh, our buddy Sam. Hey, Sam. Hope everything's going good with you and your family. Can't wait for you guys to get back down here and see us. Brian Hub. Heather, does Brian ever take his sunglasses off?
No, he doesn't.
I don't sleep at them.
Look, you have a permanent intention in your head.
Guys, when you work on the water, you've always got to have sunglasses. Always.
He falls asleep with them on, so I take them off.
Or our daughter does. Tabby will take them off and chew on them.
The baby doesn't chew on your glasses.
She does. She gnaws on them.
No, she doesn't.
So, B. St. John, what is all in the full face mask class? So we talk about prepping. We talk about, first of all, getting the right size for it. We also talk about how to do your skills, your out-of-air emergency skills. We teach you how to clear the mask. We teach you how to switch from a full face mask to a traditional mask in second stage. We go over after dive care, how you take good care of them, how do you dry them out. So there's a lot in the full face mask class as well. Part of the class is actually deciding on whether or not it's going to be right for you. Full face masks are great. If you need it, I use one probably 3-4 days a week because I have to. They're not my favorite thing to use, but they are great for some people. One of my employees here, both him and his dad, that's all they use. Now, both of them are firefighters, so they're used to having the SCBA mask on, and it's what makes them feel comfortable. So they are great for some, and then if you're in a situation where me, I use them because I have to, they're still not really my favorites. Dive another day. Are surf wetsuits and dive wetsuits really that different? Yes. So, well, it depends on the company. It depends on who makes it. So you basically have an open cell and a closed cell, and a lot of free divers will use an open cell suit as well. So it just depends. It depends on how deep you're going. There's a lot of cheap neoprene out there. The deeper you go, obviously Boyle's Law sets in, that neoprene suit compresses. A lot of the surf suits are not designed for depth or pressure rating, if you will, so they're a lot cheaper neoprene. They may not be the best for diving. Edwin says, I wish you could hear us. Sunglasses. He's laughing out loud. Yeah, everybody picks on me about sunglasses. So, Mecca, do you teach cavern classes? If yes, what does it entail? If not, what do your deep dives entail? So there's a lot of things that I am trained to do that I currently do not teach. Simply because of my geographical location. Cavern cave dives, I've done it. I don't teach it because we have no cavern or caves here, and I'll be honest with you. For you to pay me to travel to, say, South Florida or North Florida to teach you a cavern or cave class is going to be outrageous versus you just going to North Florida to find an instructor there. Also, with that being said, I don't do enough of it to say I'm going to be the best instructor for you. Now, as far as deep dive class, deep dive, we teach a ton of it here. We go over gas calculations, we go over dive planning, we go over nitrogen narcosis and how you can prevent it and how you can treat it if it happens to you or your buddy underwater. So deep dive class, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Probably the best thing that you will get for deep diver is all the gas management and gas planning that we go over. So it's a little bit more in depth than what we teach in the open water course. And how much does it cost? What is our current cost on deep diver? $195. So right at $200 is what we charge for deep diver class. And that's through SSI. The other agencies are a little bit different because of the book cost, but right now we're charging $195. It's a minimum of a 3-day course. You'll make 3 deep dives, 1 to 60, 1 to 80, 1 to 100. We will not put you, since it's a recreational class, we will not put you into decompression, but we're going to put you close to the limits to kind of reinforce making sure you're planning that dive, making sure you have enough gas for that dive. And it's kind of like we do in open water. You're going to do your SAC rate calculations on every single dive and your RMV calculations. So your first dive is going to be documentation, your second dive is going to be to confirm, get an average, and your third dive, you're going to have to plan out how much gas you need for those dives. B. St. John is full face mask class, open water, and pool. Yes, currently with SSI, the full face mask class is, it's not open water and pool, it's just academic and pool. We're not teaching you how to dive, we're teaching you how to use a full face mask. And right now with the SSI training standards, it's just academic sessions and pool sessions. Auto ROG 1234, is the ROB helmet real or BS? I think you mean the helmet that all of us did the video on from DEMA. It was real, I put it on. I think James covered this in his live Q&A. It's basically a full face mask with a helmet over it. It's not a full helmet. I don't think it'll ever come to fruition. It was pretty cool to see, but I just don't ever see it hitting the market and being profitable for them. So am I advanced open water enriched air? Can I learn anything scuba related during my lockdown? Absolutely. There's a lot you can learn. So there's a lot of agencies and dive shops, even our training center. We've been teaching every Wednesday night the Science of Diving course, which is good for anybody. All you got to do is be a referral diver. A referral diver just means that you've took your open water academics, your open water pool, and you can immediately sign up for Science of Diving. And it's a great class. It goes over physics, physiology, ecology, equipment. There's a lot of great stuff. There's a lot of shops now that are teaching nitrox solely online. I read an article very recently on Scuba Board that talked about the nitrox 32 and the nitrox 40% through SSI and how one, there's no practicals versus the other one. Let me explain the difference real quick for everybody on nitrox 32 and nitrox 40. So the nitrox 32 class is for a diver who is only going to be using nitrox once or twice a year. It's a traveling diver. It's always going to be using it for 4 or 5 dives throughout the year, and it's always going to be a 32%. Maybe he's in the tropics. The nitrox 40 class is the full nitrox course. That's where we actually go over all the calculations to get your maximum operating depth, your proper PPO2 calculations, and that's where you have to have the training, the practical training, analyzing the cylinder. We go over how we make nitrox, things like that. So that's what the two classes are. The nitrox 32 can be taught solely online right now, and you get a nitrox 32 certification, and it clearly states on the card that you cannot get anything over a 32%. So a lot of shops are doing that. Right now, we have decided not to do that. We're focusing on all the ecology and the science of diving, because I personally believe that with nitrox, you still need that practical training of how to analyze cylinders and things like that. So we're not doing the nitrox online yet. You can do it online, but you're still going to have to come to us for the practical training. Daniel Lopez, do you dive rebreathers? What do you think of Mara's new breather over open circuit? Currently, no, I'm not diving rebreathers. We just don't have a big call for it here in our area. I would love to get one of the new Horizons in. SSI and Mares both have a great deal right now for instructors to do it. We have opted against it temporarily because we're focused on other avenues right now. So I think it's kind of like side mount and everything else. I love side mount, but I think it has its very specific purpose. And when you need it, yeah, sure, it's great. Edwin, will you collab with Divers Ready on a diving adventure? We've actually already did a collab. There's a video here on our channel. Oh, again, I'm sorry, Edwin. I was reading 2 comments there. Yes, I would love to do another collab with James. James is a super awesome guy to dive with. I dove with him while I was in Florida, and he's an amazing instructor. He actually taught a friend of mine while I was down there. I'd love to do another collab with him. I'm hoping he will get to come up here and dive with us. If not, I don't have a problem jumping on a plane or driving down to where he's at.
Of course not.
Yep. I'll take you this time. I'll take you this time. Jeff Morgan, deep dive training and rescue training, great courses for a recreational diver. Absolutely. So the one that asked about what can you be doing this, I think what he was meaning was what kind of online, but yeah, deep dive training. I actually recommend rescue training immediately out of open water. Once you've got your feet wet and you feel comfortable, rescue benefits everybody. This is my thoughts on rescue diving. I've said this for many, many years. As an instructor, as an experienced diver, if something happens to you, it's probably going to be okay because I got the training, skills, knowledge, experience to take care of you. But how do I know that I'm going to be safe diving with you if you don't have the training, knowledge, skills, experience to take care of me. So rescue diver benefits you. It's going to build up your confidence, but it also benefits your dive buddies as well. Trust me, I would much rather dive with somebody who has rescue diver or has a rescue diver certification under their belt than someone who doesn't. So Garrett Royal, recommendations for a mid-range regulator 300 to 500 that is environmentally sealed, cold water, rapid diaphragm, and balanced just for your first and second stage. I can't do that because you're way below what one's going to cost you, but there's a lot of companies that make cold water regs out there. I have the Maria's Abyss Navy 22. That's what I use for ice diving. My side mount regs are the Maria's XR 25X DR regs, but neither one of them are anywhere near that 500 price range. I know there are some companies out there, smaller brand companies. Guys, I don't want to get into a brand war here. I'm a Maria's dealer, so I'm always going to recommend Maria's. But I'll tell you this, there is not a single company out there that produces junk. It's all good stuff. It's all going to keep you safe. Use what's going to make you feel fine. $300 to $500 for a really good high quality system that's going to last you, that's kind of pushing it. It really is. Dive another day. What do you think the future of diving will be? Cheaper closed circuit systems be the next new tech? Yeah, they're already getting cheaper. So I think the industry's growing. I think what they tell us at DINA is not really true. I think the industry is growing. We do not compete with others. I do not compete with other instructors. Dive centers and training centers are not competing with other dive centers and training centers. We are actually competing with other types of recreational activities that does not cost money to get certified to do. So I do think we're growing. We've just got to continue to promote it and keep people interested. So Jimmy says, is there a specialty dive to learn long hose diving? No, there's not a specialty certification. I would suggest finding a long hose diver. They don't have to be an instructor. They need to be an experienced long hose diver that can mentor you in that. Stephen Rogers, how do we sign up for science diving class? And I am sure you will cover it momentarily. Our Facebook page. So if you go to our Facebook page, we've got events. You can just click on it. We are currently still running them every Wednesday for the remainder of April. And are we going to continue it in May?
Through May the 30th.
So until May 30th, we will be running SSI, Science of Diving Specialty, strictly through a webinar-based thing. You can take the online training, you can do your final exam, and you can do the practicals through a webinar with us. And of course, we will certify you through it. Go to our Facebook page, LakeHickoryScuba on Facebook, and go to our events, and you'll see it. And you just click on it, pay, and then you're in there. And you're not getting a full, it's the full class, but you're not paying the full charge. Yes?
Sign up or subscribe to our email.
Yep.
Off of our page, and I'll send it to you in an email.
Yep. So Dad just told me if you subscribe to our email, just click on the email list, whatnot, he will send you all the information on that as well. Our email is just LakeHickoryScuba@gmail.com too if you want to contact us. Becca, I'm sure you have a video on this, but what is the best way to do a proper weight check? I do have a video on this, and we actually had, it's actually called How Much Weight Do You Need, I think is the title of the video. So just LakeHickoryScuba, how much weight you need. It will break it down. I promise you it'll get you within 5-6 pounds of what you actually need. But the best way to do it, get in the water. Do the calculation, take your weights, add them onto you. Don't worry about trim to begin with. We want to get you properly weighted. Once you are properly weighted, then you can move that weight all around your body to see where you need it for proper trim. Jeff Morgan, take the full Nitrox 40 if you have an option. If you're spending the time to learn the complete package. I agree, Jeff. Tell them straight to 40. That's what I said. Most of the time we don't even teach 32. We teach straight to the 40. Engad, thanks. Good night from India. Thank you for watching and joining us. Mark, we'll get James into some caves. Yep. I think James said the same thing. He would love to do it. It's all about time. And as far as instructors go, not every instructor can teach the same thing. We have to teach what's going to be beneficial for us, what's going to be financially feasible for us. So Deepwater Guide, what up, buddy? Can't wait for you guys to come up here diving with us. Still like the shark tooth idea, so hit me up as soon as this fire is over. We're definitely going to do that. Jimmy, thank you so much for all your time, dedication, creating and posting such informative and entertaining videos. Guys, I really hope our videos are entertaining. Stay safe, healthy with you and your family, what we're focused on right now. But thanks, Jimmy. And yeah, I really hope our videos are informational and entertaining as well. If they're not entertaining, please let me know, guys. I'll try to get people kind of like my wife on here to make it a little more enjoyable.
I'm not doing much.
You're always behind the camera, though.
I know.
She's the one hitting record and everything else, so.
And try not to laugh.
Yeah, if y'all could see our outtakes, man. Most time when I'm laughing, it's not because I made a mistake, it's because I'm laughing at her, laughing at me. Edwin, what is your list for classes to take after open water follow-up to rescue diver answer? All right, so the core classes that I would recommend for everybody, obviously, is open water, the whatever first responder class your agency teaches, React Right's what SSI does, and then the rescue class, and then the ones that I find are the most beneficial is, obviously SSI has the Science of Diving, it's a physics, physiology, and ecology course. Deep diver's good. Navigation is a phenomenal class to build up confidence and to give you a good skill set. I also like night diver. Nitrox is a great one as well. I mean, nitrox is no longer voodoo gas. That's what I grew up calling it. It's a great class for you too. And then I think some of the technical level courses are great as well. Even if you're never going to do that diving, I think technical diving is great training for you because it's going to make you more self-sufficient. It's going to teach you proper dive planning, even more so than what we do in open water. Hellraiser says, hey, Bryan, what's up? See, I'm so happy you set up a live stream. We want to do these more often. We've done, I think, a total of 3 live Q&As. I think I did one, then me and you did one at the beach, or I did one at the beach, and then this is our 3rd one. Sylvester, regards from UK, great channel. If I ever come around Charlotte, definitely come to visit. Yeah, definitely come visit us. We're about an hour north of Charlotte. Hellraiser, where's James from Divers Ready? He said hello earlier. He's on here, probably still watching. Guys, if you're not familiar with Divers Ready channel, old James, go check him out. We are huge fans of him. We enjoyed diving with him down in Florida, but definitely go check James out as well. Says, Hellraiser, I watch most of your videos. Great content, thanks. Mecca, in search of, if you have had to pick one of your videos that every new diver should watch, which one would it be? Oh my God, that's a ton of videos to go through. I'm not sure I can answer that. Actually, yes, there is one. Let me go back. Mecca, you need to go watch the video, or if anybody's not seen it, you need to go watch the video of me down at Troy Springs. It's called the Troy Springs Incident. Definitely go watch that video.
When you had that,
where I got stuck inside the mouth of the cave. Yeah, go watch that video. It's not meant to brag. If you think dive instructors don't make mistakes, you need to watch that video because I made a big mistake there. Not proper. I didn't have proper dive planning. I didn't follow the protocols that me and my dive buddies had agreed on, and I got myself into a very, very bad situation. I posted that video for everybody to watch for 2 reasons. One, I'm not perfect. Dive instructors make mistakes all day long, but I also posted that video for you guys to learn what can actually happen and how you need to act during a stressful situation. And that's probably one of the most stressful situations I've ever been. So LakeHickoryScuba, the Troy Springs Incident. Go watch that video. Edwin, I got dizzy diving in Murky Lake and on descent. Do you have any tricks to avoid that? My dive buddy is an instructor. He said the best thing is to focus on your hand until at the bottom. Yeah, anytime you're in limited visibility, find something to focus on. If you've got a descent line or a sloping bottom that you're following, focus on it. Just stay relaxed. Remember the golden rule in scuba: never hold your breath. Always breathe. If you're not night diver certified, go get night diver certified. It's even more so important during daytime in murky water. So there's a lot of same skill sets that we do in nighttime and limited viz as well. B. St. John, if you did not have a dive shop, what would you be doing? I don't know, because I came
You'd
pretty
probably
much.
open a music shop, honestly.
Yeah, because I teach a lot of music as well, so I'm a guitar instructor, so I really enjoy that. But I've been in the scuba industry since I was a kid. Even when my dad got me into it, our local dive shop hired me very young. I swept the floors, washed the windows. So if I didn't own a dive shop, I would work for one. Warren, reviewing my dive profiles, I see that I always have a very high sack at the beginning of the first dive of the day. Any thoughts on how to work on this? And you got 250 dives. I did a video on how to better your sac rate. I don't remember the title. It might have been called that, how to have a better sac rate. Stay physically fit. I'm fat, guys, but I'm still physically fit. I run every day. I'm round still shape, so technically I'm in shape. Just stay physically fit. Do a lot of cardio the best you can. Try to work on your breathing. Try to minimize your equipment the best you can. That just simply means get rid of things you don't need. Go slow. This is a big one on sac rate. People do not actually enjoy their time underwater. They try to see everything during a dive, and they speed through their dive, and their sac rate goes crazy. Slow down underwater. Enjoy it. If you want to make an hour-long dive and see everything, don't do that. Make a 30-minute dive. See as much as you can in 30 minutes, but relax, and then go make another 30-minute dive and watch the rest of what you can't see. Sorry.
Stop hitting me with this.
Sorry, I talk with my hands.
I know, but put it down.
See, we are you two guys. We're no different than anybody else. Hellraiser, I actually met James in Florida. Great guy. James is an awesome guy. Him and his wife, pretty cool. Been to their house. Super nice people. Remeshore Prasad, what is the starting point or class to take if you want to become a public safety diver? Obviously, open water is the start. So if you're already certified, rescue, and then like I said earlier, search and recovery, night dive, navigation, things like that. Are there core classes for the PSD class? Thanks for all your videos. You're very welcome. Hellraiser, he gave me a sticker. Cool, yep. So Daniel Lopez, have you ever been diving to the U853 in Rose Island? No, I haven't. Sounds like a cool dive to make. Mecca, I have watched both. Thank you so much for sharing. You're welcome. Oh, yep, on those videos. Great videos. Yep. Mark, I have always skipped over the Troy Springs one. Guess I will have to watch it. There's actually 2 Troy Springs videos. So watch the first one. It is kind of cringe-worthy, but it's well worth a good watch. You will actually see me make major mistakes that I hope and pray no one else ever makes, but that's kind of the purpose of the video. And then we did a revisited to Troy Springs just to show you that if you fall off a horse, get back up on it and keep on riding. So I wanted to show you Troy Springs in all its glory. So we did another revisited video to it, and I did a split screen. So you're going to see the previous video and the new video as well. And I still go to Troy Springs today. I teach open water there a lot. Edwin, that was my last question. Thank you so much for your content. Your channel's helped me and my wife through 23 dives, even saved her once based on your video with a daughter helping someone. Hey, that's cool. Thanks. I'm glad our videos are helpful. Edwin, enjoy the dive and beware. And Easy Wreck, hey, do you know Maya Soul? She smells. Please tell her that she is watching the stream. Okay. Easy says, Maya, you smell and you're watching the stream. Okay. Dive another day. You guys are amazing. Favorite channel on YouTube. God bless your wife, parents, and beautiful children. Thanks, Dive Another Day. God bless to you too. Man, it's kind of a mouthful going through all them. You guys are right. Well, I need a better computer system because I'm literally just scrolling on the screen. That is a ton of stuff to go through. We still got 38 people watching. We're going on 82 minutes. It's probably a good time to call it, don't you think? So, yep. So, Frank Diebler, hello Stafford family, big thumbs up. Which full face mask do you prefer, the Ocean Reefer OTS? P.S. Thanks for all the great advice. I've used both over the years. I've sold both. I'm an Ocean Reef fan now.
Don't forget to hit that like button.
Yep. Hellraiser, hit the like button, divers. Definitely. Everybody hit the like button. We like it. Paul D, ever get to Ontario or up in Canada for diving? Let me know. Give some advice. Yeah, I'd love to come up there diving. I've actually talked a couple times to my buddy up in Canada, the other big scuba YouTube channel on here, Alec Pierce. So if you're watching, I would love to come up, visit, and dive and do a collab. And we've actually talked to Alec Pierce several times about doing a collab video. It's just things have never worked out for us to actually do it. But I'd love to come to Canada and dive. Jeff Morgan, great session. Michael Townsend, great for all the vids, or thanks for all the vids. Paul D. Stephen Rogers says, thank you for doing this. Found the science of diving info. Keep the coming and stay safe and healthy. Absolutely, we will keep videos going as long as I'm breathing. So, Sylvester, do you think the open water diver in murky water is beneficial for building confidence underwater and helps the future of diving? Every open water student that we do here in our lake goes through murky water. The typically the best visibility we have is around 5, maybe 10 feet, we'll say 3 feet. So yeah, I think it does build up confidence. I don't think it's for everybody. I think there are certain divers that it's better suited for me to take them somewhere else for their open water training. But yeah, I think it definitely builds confidence. Noam says, see you soon. Thank you for everything and stay safe. Absolutely, thanks, Noam. We will definitely do the best we can. We have about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks left of our local stay-at-home order by our governor. I think our country is fixing to start opening back up according to our big feds, and they are saying that things are going to slowly start getting back to normal. I really hope they do. I think our economy needs it to open up. I just don't think we should open up too fast and kind of get that curve started back up. We've got our curve on the downhill slide. We need to keep it flat. But yeah, I hope everybody else is staying safe. We are going on 85 minutes, so I think we're going to go ahead and start shutting it down here. But guys, I want to, I can't stress this enough. Thank you for being viewers to us. Thank you for coming on here and talking to us. I know I do a lot of jabbering. I brought her on to do a lot of the talking, but that's just us in general. So yeah. But thank you again, guys. If you got any more questions, look us up on future videos. Please don't be afraid to ask stuff about diving. That's my job. That's what I do. I answer questions to non-divers. I answer questions to certified divers, experienced, non-experienced. And so, around here, Deepwater Guide says around here. Yep. So, feel free to ask us anything in our videos. If you want to see a video,
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Around here?
around here. So if you want to see a video, you got a suggestion, let me know. I've got a notebook full of videos that we're still trying to get produced for you guys. But if there's something specific that you need, drop me a comment. If I don't make you a video, it's probably because I've already made one. I'll drop you a link, and that way you can go and watch it. Show James how to go live. Yeah, James had an issue. If you watched his, he had a little issue with his audio, but he got it knocked out pretty quick. We had an issue with our camera system on the computer here, so we are literally resorted at the last minute to go to iPhone. So I think everybody has trouble from time to time. And with everybody in quarantine mode, with everybody online, I think that's why the feed and everything is pretty slow right now, just because everybody's on YouTube. But Bryan Huff says thanks. But guys, we are going to cut it out here. I really appreciate everybody coming on to this live video. We average, say, I think 30 to 40 people at any given time. So I just want to say God bless everybody. I really hope you're staying safe. Don't let this get you down. We will all go diving again one day, and we'll enjoy it. We'll be better people. Use this time right now to continue to learn. Get on, do the online classes. Go watch our videos. Go watch James' videos. Go watch Alec Pierce's videos. Any educational channel that you can watch, go watch, because that's what you're going to do. At the least, pick up your training manual. Pick up your open water manual, your rescue diver manual, and just simply reread over it. There may be something that you have forgot on it, and just that little bit of extra information is going to make you a better diver. But guys, I will go ahead and end it the way we always do. I really appreciate you watching this video. Hit the thumbs up button. Definitely share it as well. As always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Pin us on Pinterest. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. And as always, guys, we appreciate your business.